Good morning, everybody. Good morning. You're watching the Silent Sports Video Blog, episode 282. Today's date is February 26, 2025. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Troy West saying thank you for joining me this morning. Um, just wanted to do a live today. Had a day off work, um, and I found the place to record today. To go live today. So I wanted to do a quick live. Not going to try to be too long today. Maybe at the most an hour, but we probably don't need to be that long. Not really a lot to really talk about since the NFL season is over. But I just thank you guys so much. Um, Before we get started, we at 315 subscribers. So I appreciate you guys so much for the support. Hopefully, like I said, we keep growing and we keep the channel going. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of content now that I got my PS5. Doing a lot of different projects right now. I just finished Max Payne. It's a playlist for that, so you want to watch the whole playthrough of Max Payne. You can go watch that right now. Um, Call of Duty videos will just pop up randomly when I play a certain match. I'm probably going to start doing a few. They got the Ninja Turtles um, event going on. I think it starts tomorrow. You'll start seeing some videos of Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, Pacific Drive, Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero. Might see a new project this weekend. Just decided on which one I want to do. Maybe Ninja Gaiden, maybe something else. I might go back to a few of the old projects and finish them. So just we've been rocking and rolling on the PS5. So thanks for the support with that. And I'm gonna probably start doing some shorts again with the Switch. I ain't really been playing my Switch as much to be honest with you since I got my PS5 now. Um, but y'all enjoyed those too. So I need to do some shorts anyway to try to get the channel up off of that as well. So you'll probably see maybe once, maybe I do one a day, something like that. So thanks so much. Appreciate you guys so much. Today's show is not really a lot. Like I said, MLB Spring Training has started. We're going to talk about the AL and the NL East today. I'll just touch on all 10 teams um, in those divisions. Of course, these probably the two strongest divisions in baseball. It's been for years. So we'll touch on that. NBA, Luka Doncic played the Dallas Mavericks. He played them at home in LA last night. But still, he played the Mavericks for the first time. He got a triple double. We'll touch on that a little bit. Look at the NBA standings currently. And I'll talk about the Sixers and Joel Embiid. Of course, they've been in the news because Embiid still having problems with his knee. Most likely, he'd probably be shut down for the season. It's not official yet, but I think that's where it's going. So I'll get my thoughts on that. And we'll touch on some NFL stuff. Um, not well. Only major news is, which is sad, and me being a Ravens fan, is sad to report about the Justin Tucker situation. Was seem like it's getting worse by the day. More and more information is coming out. The NFL is involved. I just give my overall thoughts on that situation with Justin Tucker, um, and just give my perspective on it, and just maybe talk about some other random things going on in the world of sports. Um, but first, let's talk about the MLB. I always like to get the MLB out the way first because don't know a lot of MLB fans. I personally don't know. Only know I think just my brother that I stay with. I think that's the only other baseball fan that I know. Like that I really know. I don't know no other baseball fans. But anyway, um, well, spring it just started. Retrade just started with this past weekend. Um, of course, the Dodgers, um, the world champs going into the season. Probably a heavy favorite again. Um, uh, but this time of year, like I said, you just any preseason with any sport, you just See what your young guys got, especially in baseball. All your prospects. See, they get a little major league pitching here and there. See where they are. Um, and just see the camaraderie of the team. You just build the camaraderie of the team. Then you go on to see baseball is a long, long season. Um, so you definitely want to have that. I just hope that this season, baseball is very, it's hard to put together. That's why what the Yankees did in the '90s, even though it was so long ago when they won the three straight. I think it's really, really hard to do that in baseball. Let's look at it like the Texas Rangers. I knew they wasn't gonna repeat, even if they stayed. They got a lot of injuries though, but you could tell the teams, that possibly like this Dodgers team is maybe could do it, because of how deep they are and everything. But it's still gonna be hard for them to repeat this year. Somebody else. It just seems like some a team kind of out of nowhere in baseball all the time, especially around playoff time. And the Rangers as well. The Rangers was good all that season, but then they've kind of did it backwards. They kind of backed it to the playoffs and then turned it on in the playoffs and won the World Series. But even their opponent that year, the Arizona Diamondbacks, you didn't think that Diamondbacks was going to make the World Series. They barely got the playoffs as well. Um, so it's just baseball. It's just that happens more often than not. Um, Basketball and football, you pretty much know who's going to be there at the end. Like before the season starts, you pretty much know for sure. Um, like in basketball, like that Boston, we thought it was going to be Philly, but they got injured. But um, OKC, even though OKC, which I'm gonna talk a little bit about them too. A lot of people still don't believe in them as a real contender, even though they got the best record in basketball. Cleveland, those two teams, very interested two teams. We'll get to the NBA in a little bit, but yeah, baseball is just shaky. You just can't, yeah, you got teams that's good every year. Dodgers is one of them, the Yankees, but you see they don't win it every year. It's always a team sort of out of nowhere, like the Rangers or somebody else, just winning a title, just because they got hot at the right time. So, but let's talk about the America League East first, because to me, still the deepest division in baseball. Um, the Yankees, of course, did some off-season moves. We got Max Free from my Braves. I think that was a big pickup for them to stabilize that pitcher staff that they have. They lost Juan Soto to the Mets, but they got Paul Goldschmidt. Paul Goldschmidt's a former MVP. I think he's going to have a big season because he got protection now. He bat behind, probably bat either behind Judge or in front of Judge. So he's going to see pitches that he probably normally wouldn't see. Um, Yankees just a deep team, so they're going to be right there again to win this division. Um, the Baltimore Orioles, like I said, me fan from Baltimore, so I get the inside stuff about them. We lost. They lost Anthony Sartar there. And I think that was a big loss. But the Orioles are young, so I think, like I said, I just hope the organization just stay patient with the Orioles, let them grow. Yeah, you might make the playoffs. It is disappointing when you don't. I just want to see this year. I do, if they make it, just win a series, or at least win a game, because I think they haven't won a playoff game, let alone a series, in a while. Um, they've been getting swept in the playoffs. Oops. My phone vibrated. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, I forgot about my Monopoly, but I'll play that after I get off. Um, yeah, the Orioles, they just gotta stay patient, keep this team together, let the young players grow. Gunnar Henderson and Adley Rushman, all these young guys, let them grow. And when it's time to pay them, pay them. That's the problem the Orioles been having also throughout the years. So, um, but I think they're going to be right there again to compete for this division. Um, just worried about the pitching as always. I'm worried about their pitching, but other than that, I think they'll be right there to compete again. Toronto Blue Jays. They got Anthony Santander. I just mentioned that. But they having problems with Vlad. Look like Vlad Jr. might leave the end of the season. Um, because they had some type of contract deadline that didn't meet. Uh, and I think that is a mistake for Toronto if he wind up walking. I think that's going to hurt them. Or they might try to trade him. He got value, so they might try to trade him before the deadline. So that's something to keep an eye on. That's probably the storyline of the season. But the Blue Jays had a good team. I want to say they've been disappointed the last couple of years, but you thought they'd be better. I thought they would be a play. I think I picked them to go to the World Series 1 year, a couple of years ago, um, and to win this division. But just can't. I just they gotta show me first. But they capable. They have the lineup also. Um, Pitcher is so, but they got the lineup to compete. So we'll see what they do this year. Boston Red Sox. It just seems like they have up and down. They be up 1 year, down the next year, up again. But I'm looking at an article right now that they got some young guys that's playing very, very well. They might even make it to the big leagues this year to go along with Rafael Devers, and they got a decent, good squad. Boston, they just spend money as well, so Red Sox will be right there too. They will be. I think they almost made the playoffs last year as well as a wild card. So like I said, this division is so deep, and then don't forget about the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays just finds a way. Um, Even though last year I think they finally came back to earth. Um, yeah, they got the issue with their stadium. I think I forgot which hurricane it was. I don't know the name of the hurricane, but hurricane came through Florida and pretty much destroyed the roof of the stadium. So they got to be rebuilt. So I think this season they supposed to play. I want to say I forgot where. I think it's somewhere down south. I think I might have said it was somewhere in Louisiana. I believe so. So they won't be at home this year. Um, so we'll see how that develops. But this team is resilient. This organization is resilient. Don't get a lot of credit for even remotely competing. Um, but they do. But just like other small market teams, once they do find a good player, he leaves for the money, which you almost can't blame the player from doing. So for them to still compete, you know, um, hats off to the blue for the Tampa Bay Rays. So like I said, the very very tough division. You gotta say the Yankees the favorite to win it. But the Orioles will have something to say. The Red Sox will have something to say. I like Toronto as well. And now the Vlad's probably extra motivated because he's playing for a contract, so he might have a monster year. And like I said, the Rays, with their young talent, also um, will have something to say. So that's the AL East. Let's go to the NL East. NL East, at least the last couple of years, it's been my Braves. Even though I was sort of disappointed how they stumbled at the end of the season. The Philadelphia Phillies is right there as well. Um, uh, we got the Washington Nationals. They played better than I thought they was going to do last year. Miami Marlins also just sort of in no man's land. So those two teams, I'm not saying just eliminate them, but they will see if they overachieve or not. But it's the New York Mets is probably the talk of the division now. Getting Juan Soto, doing the things they did in the off season. They're going to be right there. Francisco Lindor, Peter Alonso. Their lineup was the problem before they made all these changes. Now they can score. So we'll see if the pitching to match that. But the Mets are going to be right there. So the three teams to watch in this division, of course, the Phillies, the Braves, and the Mets. But as a Braves fan, I'm hoping. We lost Max Fried. Like I said, that's a big loss. I hope Ronald Acuna Jr. He says he's about 95% healthy. That's better than nothing. I hope he's back. Don't rush him back. Maybe within that first month in April, bring him back up. I want to see him get back to his MVP form. That'll help the rest of that lineup with Greg Olson and uh what's our man that play third base? Dang it. It'll come to me. Um but we got a decent lineup. But I'm rooting for my Braves, but I think it's gonna be hard. I think the Mets and the Phillies. I think it's gonna be those three teams competing. Washington, like I said, if you go off last year, they'd be a little bit of a pest, but you don't expect them to compete really. And the Miami Marlins just don't know what direction they going in. So, all right, so that's our baseball talk for this week. Um, Maybe next week if I get on, I gotta see what my schedule's like. I'm gonna get on one of these days next week. The weather's been better, so I might even do a recording outside. Um, um, but if the weather's good, definitely I'll do one outside next week. And maybe we'll talk about the Centrals, the National League and American League Centrals. American League Central now all of a sudden look like a very deep division. With the Royals and I think the Twins will probably bounce back this year. The Tigers, the Royals and the Tigers to be are coming. The Cleveland Guardians are still right there as well. So that division has gotten real deep. Other than the White Sox has just been a disaster. So we'll see what they do this year. National League Central, it's been the Brewers pretty much division to rule. All the other teams have talent: Cincinnati, Pittsburgh Pirates, Cincinnati Reds. Um, uh, what's other teams in that division? The St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals to me was a little bit disappointing last year. Um, so we'll see what that division is like as well. We'll cover all that. Um, Maybe next week. Don't know exact day yet. I will announce it next week. So, all right. I also want to talk. As we move into the NBA now. Let's see. Should we talk about Luka? Yeah, let's talk about Luka Doncic first, and then we get into the Embiid. Um, didn't see the actual game. I admit that I didn't see the actual game. I got up this morning, watched a few highlights here and there. Luka, uh, yeah, he had a triple double. But as far as shooting the basketball, he didn't play that well. He had some big shots, but he was 6 or 17 for the field. So he ain't like the Mavs on fire. And then the Mavs are right now they underhanded. Until they get Anthony Davis back and um, Gafford or those and the big men that they missing, you ain't gonna really see what Dallas could be. Even though Kyrie Irving had a monster game, I think he had like 35 points last night. Clay Thompson didn't play that bad, but it was pretty much all like LeBron James. Um, the do what he doing at 40, it's amazing. Um, I think Laws he just keep playing and don't take any breaks. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll play another 2 years. But him and Luca together, like I said, I can see it working. Like I said, I can see it working. Lakers gonna be one of those pesky teams. Even though I say this all the time, maybe because I'm old school, Lakers don't have no big men, but it's a lot of teams that don't. The few teams that do, OKC, I think it's kind of big. I think Houston got size. But really everybody else, like the Warriors, giving Jimmy Butler, they don't really have any legit big men, but they right there. Um, so in fact, let me pull up the standings while I'm talking about that. But yeah, a lot of teams don't really have size anymore. This is the new NBA. It's really just a bunch of guards shooting threes. That's pretty much what the NBA is now. But I think when you do have big men, you have an advantage because you can decide to play that style of ball and they can't match it. So that's why a lot of people think like Cleveland, Boston got size, OKC. That's why those the three teams everybody think they can really win a title. So yeah, but yeah, Luka, like I said, I talked about the trade itself already, but I was like I said, I was shocked. Like I said, it happened like late at night. So I got up the next morning. I'm like, what the? It was just a shock to everybody. But now it's been a couple weeks. It's kind of settled in. I think I think he's hurt by it, which a lot of people say. Basically, it's been reported. He didn't want to leave Dallas. He loved it in Dallas. But the organization, I think I read something that they just didn't like how he approached basketball. They didn't like um some of the small stuff he did do. They said he could have been in in more shape and all that other small stuff, but he still give you what 29, basically a triple double almost 29, 9 and 9. Um, I don't know, but this been brewing for a while. Like if you go read the article that I read, they was getting rid of a lot of people he liked in the organization, like staff and trainers and all types of stuff, players. Um, like Kristaps to him was close. They got rid of Kristaps, but you would think that was a basketball move. Um, but I mean, it was kind of was weird at the time when that happened. Him and Jalen Brunson, I don't want to say they was close, but they had a good rapport. They let Brunson walk. As far as the players now I'm talking about, but a lot of staff and stuff got fired. Um, I think they wanted him to probably they probably was trying to make him the man of trade, but once he didn't, I guess they was like, well, let's just go ahead and do this. And the Lakers, the Lakers, like I said, Lakers. A lot of people say the Lakers are lucky, and maybe they are. But this is, like I said, since I've been alive, this is just what happens. The best player, one way or the other, even if they not in their prime, like LeBron, he was not. You wouldn't say he was in his prime when he got there, but he's the best player in this generation for sure. And Luka could be the best player in this next generation coming now. So, uh, so for the Lakers, of course, this is something that you would do. Now, Anthony Davis, a great player. Other than his injuries, he's a great player. He's still one of the best players in this league. Defensively and offensively, he could give you both. Um, that's why Dallas is still might be a contender if he comes back healthy and they get the other guys back healthy. We go with Kyrie and Clay and that squad. But the West, like I said, we go look at the standings. But the West is so deep, you just can't count on almost anybody. If you make the playoffs, you got a shot. It's just gonna depend on matchups. Um, so okay. Let's just since I got the standings, let me go through the standings real quick. Then I'll touch on Embiid. Eastern Conference. Cleveland Cavaliers 6 games in front of Boston at 48-10. Boston is 42-16. But Boston is just cruising through the season. They won the championship. I don't think they feel like they need home court. I think for Cleveland, yes, it's they build confidence to feel like you can really win it. I think they more inclined of getting the 1 seed, and I think they probably hold on to it. New York Knicks, they've been on TV the last couple of days. I saw them on was it Saturday or was it Sunday? I think it was Sunday when they played Boston. It seemed like against the top teams, the Knicks can't compete. But other than that, they still got a good record. They still third in the East. Got to get better defensively though. Defensively, they've been bad. So we'll see what happens with them the rest of the season. Indiana Pacers quietly is fourth in the East. This team, maybe it's the market. Maybe it's the players. Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, yeah, he's a good player, but he's not a star. Miles Turner. Yeah, they got this. They just got a good basketball team, and they play well together. They're not afraid of nobody. You see what they did in the playoffs last year. They got all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. So look out for the Pacers and that fourth spot. Milwaukee Bucks, very interesting. Um, Giannis still being Giannis. I mentioned last week they traded Chris Middleton at the deadline. Get a younger Kyle Kuzma. Haven't heard much about him playing yet, so we'll see how that goes for the Bucks. Dame Dollar still doing this thing. It's just the rest of the team. The Bobby Portis suspension, I ain't get to touch on that. These suspicions when it comes to performance enhancers and stuff, it's just shaky. You don't know what really happened. He's saying that I think he's saying a trainer gave him something and it was positive, had one of the banned substances in it. Now I agree with people say you got to know what you put in your body. You got to be responsible for that. But at the same time, it's like I don't know. I just even with baseball, like I said, I've said this before. I just it just don't bother me that much. I'm not saying it should. I mean, maybe they should have a cap or what's legal, what's not, which they probably already does. But I mean, I don't. I just don't. I just don't look at people differently for doing the thing, for doing the stuff. That's just me. That's just me. I don't really condemn players. Um, like doing the baseball thing was ridiculous back in the 2000s and all the, going to Congress and all this stuff. Them lying about it. That's what made it bad when you lie about it, say you never done it, and then you get a positive test. Um, so that's what makes it bad. But Bobby, he's a key player for the Bucks, so he won't be back till the end of the season. So maybe this might be a blessing in disguise. He can, he can. I think he still work out with the team and stuff like that. Just train, get your rest, and be ready for the playoff run. So Bucks will be dangerous anyway. You got Giannis, so they always going to be a contender because they got Giannis on. So, oh, my man B in the building. What's up, B? How you doing, man? It's been a long time, man. It's been a long time, but good to see you, man. I think I got my PS5 family, so I think I see you on there. Um, I think I see you on there active. I play a whole bunch of different games now, though. I'm playing like 5, 6 games at a time right now. Yeah, man. But it's good to hear from you, man. I'm glad you're all right. Um, like I said, I always worry about you because your country and everything that's going on over there. Um, and thank you for being a great supporter of mine. And thanks for being patient. I come and go. I leave for a while and come back. Yeah, you're right. Yep, I'm playing that. That's one of the games I'm playing right now. Tekken 8. Yeah, I'm playing that right now. I'm playing Call of Duty. Yeah, I always play Call of Duty online all the time. Uh, yeah, I'm playing like 3 or 4 different games right now. Yep. Uh, yeah, but it's good to hear you, man. It's good to hear from you, bro. Um, Let me get through this list real quick. Detroit Pistons. Detroit Pistons is, to me, they surprised me. I don't think they was going to play this well this year, but at 32-26, they not in a play-in. I thought they maybe would be a play-in team. Um, that's crazy, man. Like how this team is playing. Their young team, Cade Cunningham, playing very well for the Pistons. Got them in that 6th spot in the East. All right, now the playing teams is Orlando. Orlando got off to such a good start, but they fell. Well, Pachacho got hurt, so that hurt them. He got hurt. It threw off their vibe, but they still going to make the playoffs, I believe. Atlanta Hawks, Trey Young, he does what he does, but they're a fun team to watch. Miami Heat, of course, losing Jimmy Butler. Um, but the Heat, oh, like I said, I just think the Heat should be a better position. I don't know why they play around and barely make the playoffs. They try to make a push, but they don't have Jimmy, so we'll see what they do this season. Chicago Bulls, right there in that 10th spot. Speaking of shout out to my man Caper. He a Chicago fan, so we talked. He's one of those fans that always look at the worst of everything. But the Bulls, I think the Bulls need to just either make some trades and try to get a star, or I think they got to get a high draft pick. So they sort of in no man's land. Crash Team Rumble is fully dead now. Sorry to tell you, yeah, because I thought about re-downloading it just to see what was going on, because I missed like 3 or 4. Like I think I was in season 3 when I moved, and then I ain't played the rest of it for the whole year. So yeah, but it was a fun game, man. I love playing Crash Team Rumble. I thought it would do better, but overall, a lot of people didn't really care for it. But I did. I loved the game. It was fun. But yeah, I thought about re-downloading just to see. Let's see if anybody on here, But I said no. I didn't think it was. I mean, I'm not surprised that it's dead now. But I had a lot of fun with that game. That was, but I'm a Crash fan, so I play pretty much anything. If it's Crash involved, I probably play it anyway. But it was a fun game. It really was. It was a lot fun. It even surprised me. It was a lot funner than I thought it was going to be. So yeah. But yeah, I thought about re-downloading it. Brooklyn Nets, Philadelphia 76ers. We're about to talk about Embiid in a second. Toronto Raptors. Toronto, I think next year they're going to be back to somewhat of a contender. Charlotte, I was about to say Bobcats. Charlotte Hornets, 14-43, and the Washington Wizards last at 10-47. All these teams, I don't see them making any type of push. Maybe Brooklyn. Brooklyn got a decent team. Maybe they could get into the standings, but I think they pretty much the 10 teams is pretty much the 10 teams. It's just going to depend on where they stand in the East. Um, Western Conference. I just talked about the OKC Thunder. They number one. Got an 8.5 game lead over Denver and Memphis. Same that I said about Cleveland. I think they need to get the 1 seed. They had it last year and still fell short, but they did get to the semis in the West. So, but a lot of people believe in them a little bit more this year than last year. I'm still skeptical. I just think it depends who they play. If they can get to the finals. Memphis Grizzlies, quietly just Ja Morant and those guys, they playing very, very well together. Denver Nuggets going to be there. They're a championship type team. Nikola Jokic, the best player. You could argue in basketball sometimes. LA Lakers, we talked about them a little bit with Luka. They going to be a dangerous team. Houston Rockets, I think they hit a wall. They do got a young team. I think they're going to make the playoffs, but they hit a little bit of wall. We'll see if they can break through it. I like Udoka as the coach. So I think he gonna get the boys back on track. I think Houston will be back and stay in this top six. LA Clippers surprisingly at 6, with no Kawhi most of the year. I'm surprised that they're this high right now, but I think they're gonna start falling back to the Packers. I like Minnesota and Golden State. I think them two teams are gonna make a push. They in 7 and 8 right now. Like I said, Dallas, if they get healthy in time, they're gonna be a dangerous team as well. Kings got a decent team as well. So I think the 10 teams are set in the West as well. All right, brother. All right, B. I appreciate you just stopping by, man. Um, I'm glad I was able to get on early. I know your time. I think it's what? It's 9. What time is it? 10 here. So, what is it, about 4 in the afternoon where you are? So I know. Um, And I know you've been busy. Hopefully every day with school is going good for you, man. It was great hearing from you and seeing you as well, bro. Thanks for coming by. I know this is a sports show, American sports, so I know, so that's why I appreciate you coming by as well. I know this is not your cup of tea, really, but thanks, man. I'm trying to do a live. I don't know how good my internet is, but I think I tried it last week. Um, I try to do Call of Duty live. I usually do that live every couple times, run some games live on Call of Duty. So I might try to do that again, maybe this week. I've been working, man. That's been pretty much why I've been popping in and out. I've been working a lot, lately. So I'm trying to move again, actually, to my own place. So that's where I've been busy with. So stay up, man. Always good hearing from you, man. It definitely won't be the last time. Now that I'm back on PlayStation, I gotta get a headset. Even though the controller, you can just speak through the controller. You got a built-in mic, but I'd rather have a headphones. I don't like everybody listens to what I'm talking about. So, but I definitely get at you, man. Good luck with school and stay safe over there, your country. And thanks for being a loyal supporter, man. Appreciate it so much. It means a lot to me, man. And you're not just a supporter, you're a friend. We used to talk while we played Rumble. So, and you're a good kid, and you deserve to be happy, man. So, thanks so much for coming by, bro. You just stay safe. Where was I? Yeah, just went through the West. So Phoenix Suns. I don't know what to say about the Suns. They've been in the news as well. Kevin Durant. All right, buddy. You stay safe, man. I see you next time. Um, Phoenix, yeah, Kevin Durant. And I like Kevin Durant, man, but he got to be responsible a little bit for this, for Phoenix not being as good as they are. Um, Bill's been hurt all year off and on. He's been hurt really the last couple of years. I go back to look at the Washington situation with him and John Wall. John Wall's out the league. So you would think like at that time, you think John Wall would be out the league? Like he been out the league for years. But that whole situation with that, he stayed in Washington. He got his money. I'm gonna go. Well, I don't like to be one of them people that's saying people don't deserve their money and all, but he, uh, he haven't reached. To me, he never reached that pinnacle like the Durant or Devin Booker. To me, he's a tier below. Them even if he never got injured, um, he's a decent player, but he hasn't lived up to what he's supposed to live up to. Booker been quiet this year too. I mean, every once in a while he'll give you a 50-point game, 50 point, 60 point game, something. Not saying that's what you gotta do every night, but you really haven't heard a lot about him. Then the coach, I think who's the coach? Frank Vogel, right? I think Frank Vogel is their coach. So there the issues with that. The issue with Nurse Nokic, they traded him. So Phoenix has got a lot of problems right now. They capable of making the push. I'm not going to dismiss them yet, but the way things look, I can't see them as a playoff team. I think they is going to barely miss the playoffs. Portland Trailblazers, to me, overachieving. 25 wins. You probably wouldn't think they'd get that much this year. I didn't. I thought they'd be at the bottom. San Antonio Spurs, of course. The Wemby situation is sort of disappointing and sad. Hopefully he be healthy. Hopefully this not a lingering thing. But with tall people, with tall players, sometimes it's just you know, just something is just always something with a tall, you know, a tall player. So hopefully it's not something that's going to last his whole career. They saying it's the minor blood clot thing, So hopefully he comes back and play because he's a great player. He's definitely proved that he's belong in this league. Now they got the Aaron Fox to pair with him. So the Spurs, they got a lot going on. Greg Popovich is haven't been healthy. They say he might be out for the rest of the season, which I think they should just shut it down again. Um, Honestly, like Chris Paul, Chris Paul, the veteran. It's amazing what he's doing at his age as well. Um, by the way, um, but I think the Spurs should just go ahead and chalk up this season. Be ready to compete next season. New Orleans Pelicans, another disappointing team. Zion Williams' situation, we all know. Um, has he even been playing? I don't even know if he's playing on that yet or not. Um, so they've been disappointing. And the Utah Jazz is the Utah Jazz, but I think the Jazz, I like the young players that they have. But it's going to take them years still to compete. The West is just too deep. They got to hopefully either hit on somebody in a draft or hopefully they can get a star. But see, it's hard. Utah, nobody don't want to play for you. They don't want to stay in Utah. I should put it that way. So then it's gonna be hard for Utah to compete anyway. But I still like the team that they have, even though they 14-43, way out of it. But um, I like what they do as an organization. But there's a lot of stars don't want to go there. Like Utah is not your first choice. It's not even your second choice or your third choice. So that's why basically well when Donovan Mitchell was there, they had some good years. Him and Rudy Gobert. But before that, The John Stockton Malone days. I would have, uh, of course, Michael Jordan stopped that, but it'd have been nice if they'd have won one. For those fans, the Jazz fans, even though they could be a holes sometimes, they don't treat their opponents well. They could be some a holes as fans, but they also loyal fans, and they love the Jazz. So um, hopefully they get it together. But they're not in a bad place. They're in a bad place for us winning, but I think they'd be back in a couple years if they keep this thing going. So all right, so that's the NBA. What we 40 minutes in? All right, so I really only got 20. I want to get off here in 20 minutes for sure. So let me touch on Joel Embiid and the Sixers real quick. Um, of course, you've been hearing about his knees just not getting better. He can't stay on the court. Um, Joel Embiid, when he's healthy, he's pretty much a top three player. It's probably him, Joker, Luka, to me right now. And you notice all those three guys are foreign players. Ant Man, you could probably put Ant Man in there at his peak. Um, Durant still is a great player. Giannis, I forgot about Giannis as well. That's probably like your top five, top 10 group right there. LeBron, even though LeBron is older, he's still there. He's probably not top five anymore, but he's definitely still top 10. It depends on what you like. I like Luka. Like Luka's probably one of my favorite players now. Um, but Embiid, when he's healthy and he's on, he can dominate a game. My only thing is this is not talk about this is his game now. He shoot too much. I think he need to go be in the post more. I ain't the only one I've said that, but it's like he give you 30, but it's like a frustrated. It's like why? It's like he makes it harder. Like he scored 30 the hard way instead of the easy way. I just feel like he could easily score 30 if he was in the post and maybe mix it up. Because in today's NBA, it's good to have a big man that can shoot. But to me, I think he shoots too much. I think he played more like a forward than a center. Um, but other than that, he gives it to you when he's healthy, but he can't stay healthy. Paul George can't stay healthy either. Unfortunately, ever since he broke his leg, that gruesome leg injury he had, Paul George ain't been the same as far as health wise. He been up and down. And I think, well, at least this is what I'm hearing from people. Well, not people like I got people, but on the news and rumors and stuff that he really didn't want to leave LA, and he's not really feeling Philly. Like he's not. A that he don't want to be there. He just wanted to be in LA. He didn't want to leave LA in the first place. But LA didn't want to give him that fourth year, which you almost can't blame him for. And this is what's going on. Tyrese Maxey probably the only bright spot for the Sixers right now. He's still playing well. You got a star in him. But yeah, it's just a disappointing year for the Sixers. You would think, they was clearly was going to be a top three team in the East. Them, Boston, and well, I would say Milwaukee, but Cleveland is now in that group. We got to give Cleveland their credit. But um, as far as with Embiid, they say he's not a great. Just like with Luka, he don't really keep himself in shape much. He's been injury prone since college. Missed his first basically year and a half of his career. But they say he don't. He don't read. They say he don't rehab well. He don't. That's why he's having all these problems. So if that's the case, then he got to be responsible for that. But a lot of people think the Sixers should give up on him. Now I'm not saying I'm not one of those people. I don't think they should give up on him. Not yet. I think this season is pretty much done. Like even if they make a push, you're gonna be in that bottom tier. And then B's not gonna be healthy, so whoever you play in that series, you're not gonna really have a good chance of winning. So I would probably shut him down, which is a lot of people been saying that. Just go ahead and shut him down for the season. There's no Olympics, and that's been the criticism on him too. He played good in the Olympics. After being hurt in the playoffs, went to the Olympics, won a gold medal with the U.S. team. Played pretty well, stayed healthy. Training kept coming around. He's injured again, and really ain't been right for this season. So maybe shut him down. Let him get himself together. Um, and you know, uh, aim for next year. Paul George, they just paid him, so you just gotta hope he gets himself right as well. But like I said, Maxi, you got somebody in Maxi. And then if you're not in the play-in, I think you're a lottery team, so maybe you luck up, get a top 5 pick, add to it, add to that team, um, and go from there. Um, I think that's what they should do. As far as Embiid, no, I wouldn't give up on him yet. A lot of people said they should trade him, go ahead and trade him. Well, you can't this season. You gotta wait till the off season now. Um, but uh, he has to. He seems like the type now. Just the way he talks to the media, the way he talks. When you hear him talk, I feel like he ain't one of them people that I think he wants to win. Like I don't think he's one of the people that's just all right. Now I got my money, so I'm chilling. Because some people has pretty much said that. I don't. The way his mindset, well, I don't know him, of course, but the way his mindset, I don't think he likes what's going on right now. I think he don't like everything that's going on. So I think he is trying to a extent to get back, to where he was. But we'll have to see um, what happens from here on out. But that's going to be something to watch for the rest of the season. Will they officially shut him down? Will they try to make a push for the playoffs? I don't think so. Like I said, because they're not gonna get nowhere. Even if they make the play in and make the playoffs, I don't think they're gonna. I think they'd be out first round, no matter who they play in the East. So I think they should just go ahead and just. Uh, I don't want to use the word tank, but just shut Embiid down and let the players that's playing play hard and then see what happens there. So all right. All right, to the NFL. To the NFL, not much to talk about in the NFL. Of course, it's the offseason. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles again. They are your Super Bowl champions. Chiefs could not go 3 in a row. Um, my book fell. Let me see if there's any tidbit news to talk about. We're going to talk about Justin Tucker as well. Oh yeah, I've been seeing this come up with the Rams thinking about letting Matthew Stafford go. Um, I mean, yeah, he's older, but he's definitely a best option right now. They already letting Cooper Cup go. They already announced that. Um, so I think the Rams, this might be ownership or more ownership than anything. I think I think they over the cap, because they went for that Super Bowl that they won. So I think their cap situation is not great. So I think they're trying to clean some money up. Um, so maybe that's what's really going on. But if they let Stafford walk, um, at quarterback, I don't know where they go to. Will they get another veteran for less money? That can still. But I think uh, two things could be true. Like Goff, like Jared Goff, when he was there, McVay made him. Even though what he's doing in Detroit is amazing now, but I think people believe in McVay's system, which it might be a good system. Not saying it's a bad system, but you still need a good player. I think both can be the same. Yeah, it's good to be in a good system, run a good offense. But I think sometimes, yeah, I probably was one of those like with Goff. I thought Goff was just that system, but he's proven that that's not the case. But I think even with that, you still need a good player to make the throws and do the things you need him to do in a system. So Rams gotta be careful here with that. But I'm seeing here that Sean McVay came out and said he definitely wants Stafford to stay. So that's something to look out for. Bengals look like they about to pay Jamar Chase, so we'll see if that deal really go through. They said they're trying to make him the highest paid non-quarterback. So if that's the case, he's about to get paid. So we'll see what happens with that with the Bengals. So I think if that's the case, What's the other receiver on the other side of him? He might be gone. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Every time I get on camera, I get my mind just goes blank when I'm trying to think uh, of somebody. Uh, Other receiver. T. Higgins, yeah, that's what I was trying to think about. So will they be able to keep him? Trey Hickerson also, yeah. So they got some issues to figure out. Can they keep all these guys? Um, Joe Burrow's already taken care of, so. But yeah, he deserved it though. He's been very consistent. Him, Justin Jefferson. I guess he's going to get paid higher than him. So we'll see if the Bengals really do it or not. Bengals ain't been known to play their players. So we'll see if that happens. But they say it's on the horizon. Um, so other than that, no other news. Oh, what y'all think? You think the tush push, the Philly, the brotherly shove? You think that should be banned? I mean, I don't. It don't bother me one way or the other. It has came out that Green Bay was one of the teams that wanted it outlawed. Um, First it was anonymous, but then um, the Packers, I think, said themselves, "Yeah, we want it out, we want it gone." So, um, I mean, I don't know. Of course, everybody can't do it because Jalen Hurts is sort of built. He's not like one of those typical quarterbacks. He's sort of sturdy. Like he could do it. Maybe Anthony Richardson is a big guy for the Colts. Um, Remember Mahomes? Well, he was a more of a quarterback sneak, but they did that for Mahomes. He got hurt. Remember that year, probably a couple of years ago. So everybody can't do it. Um, but I mean, I don't know. I think it's gonna probably wind up getting banned, and I think they're gonna use the excuse so people could get hurt and stuff like that. Um, so we'll see. But it wouldn't bother me if they keep it. It wouldn't bother me at all. And I'm not an Eagles fan, and I know a lot of Eagles fans want it banned. I mean, non-Eagles fans, but it don't bother me one way or the other. But we'll see. That's something to look out for. Um, and Sir already said if it's unfair if it is banned, So I've just always been one of the ones. I mean, that's just a hard play to stop when you only need a yard, but stop. Don't get them in those short yard situations. That's what I would say. Try to stop them from getting into a 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1. So that's something to look out for um, during the off season as well. Um, all right. I'm trying to be quick with Justin Tucker because like I said, I wanted to get off by 10:30. It's 10:24 now, Eastern Standard Time. Um, Everything I've been hearing about the Justin Tucker thing, but first of all, I'm just gonna say this. This happened. Not saying it is right or wrong. This happened from his rookie year, what is 2010 to 2016. I think that's the timeline. I just, I guess I always ask this with anything, like why now? Why bring it up now? Why didn't you bring it up when it happened? That's the question. That might sound it's insensitive, you know, to say, but I just always wonder about that. It's been almost 10 years ago since he did any of this stuff. Um, so why now? Why bring it up now? Um, so that's my only question far as just period. Why bring it up this long after it happened? But that don't say that I'm not saying that he's right. I'm not justifying what he's did. If he's done this stuff, he's denying it. Um, but I just don't understand the timing of it. But that's about a lot of things. But I just wonder why not say something at least within a reasonable time, not years later. And I think and I'm more asking the question. I'm not saying that it should be. I'm just asking. It just always make me think like, wow, Um, I mean, but I guess I know in some situations, it seemed like it be because they just want them to, even though Justin Tucker was been huge for years. So actually, this is he's sort of like I say he's been struggling with the last 2 years. He haven't been like Justin Tucker, like right on the money, hit missing the key, been missing kicks and stuff like that. And now maybe that's why my theory is maybe this was going to come out sooner than later, and it was on his mind. That's my theory with that. Um, but Sarge, uh, this is just me. Now I've been getting personal now. This is me. I don't think I could get a massage. Uh, I don't think it just to me it's too. I don't want to say it's sexual, but I can understand how somebody can get excited off a massage because I know I do. So massage is like foreplay to me. So I think if I was in the league, I would just get my wife or my girlfriend. She'd do it. I wouldn't even go personally. I wouldn't even go to the massage parlor. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Now that's like I said, not justifying Justin Tucker, but I kind of get how like with Deshaun Watson, people comparing it. Some people compared it to Deshaun Watson. Why it's not getting? To me, I think it is getting enough pub. You know, I think just the Deshaun Watson it was more big because I think just because he's a quarterback. A lot of people say maybe because he's black and this and this and that. I don't believe that. I think it's just because he's a quarterback. He just got that big deal. Then he had to trade to Cleveland with the guaranteed contract. So I think it's more of that made it a bigger story than with Tucker. Tucker is just, like even though he's a famous kicker, he's still just a kicker. So like and I'm just saying. I mean, yeah, it'd be hurtful if let's just say he got suspended next year. Um, Ravens would still be fine. Like we just have to find some type of kicker. He ain't gonna be Justin Tucker, but we just need somebody to make kicks. So, and I'm not diminishing what a kicker is, but that's just the reality. So I think that's why Deshaun Watson it was more of a big deal because that's hurting your whole team when you're not there. Tucker, yeah, it hurts, but we can easily find a replacement. Or if we could just go for two all the time, like we'd be fine. The Ravens would be fine if something happened to Tucker, he can't play. So, um, but it's like I said, I always just say it's just unfortunate. Stars, you got so much pressure on you to be. Uh, Not saying that like you just can't basically you can't make no mistakes. Like you make one mistake, well, even though he, like I said, say like he was a serial, he was in trouble. Like, I think it's what now is. I want to say it's not close to Deshaun. I think Deshaun had like 20 something. I think Tucker had like 15 women um, behind this. So um, yeah. So I just hope. Uh, See, I don't want to say I hope the women's are lying on him because I don't. I hope that's not the case either. I just hope maybe it's more of a misunderstanding, which is highly unlikely when it's this many people. Like I even said with Watson, um, something was going on. So we'll get to hopefully, well, when more information come out, um, things will sort itself out. But as of right now, it's tough. For as a fan, as a Ravens fan, I just hope he able to figure all this stuff out. Maybe he's going to have to do what Watson did, pay you have to maybe come out of your pocket with some money. Um, you know, like that's probably what's going to have to be the solution. But you just can't. I mean, you gotta set yourself up for success. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not saying that, man. They got massage parlors for a reason, so I'm not saying you shouldn't go. But me personally, I would. I wouldn't. I would. If I was a professional athlete, mm-mm. I I just get my significant other, somebody that I know. I wouldn't even get a random woman to do it. You know, so Okay, so like I said, I wanted to get off here, so that's my take on that. We are an hour in. It's past 10:30, so yeah, I wanted to get off by 10:30. Thank you guys so much for joining me this episode. I appreciate it. Um, Shout out to my man B. Thanks for coming through. Um, More content. Like I said, we got so much content. So check out my channel. Appreciate you guys so much. Um, what's this? Episode 282, right? So next week, like I said, depending on what days I'm off, I'll do another video. I might do one outside if the weather's good. The weather's been getting a little bit better. So I might go outside. Well, it wasn't because of just the weather. It was just because we had neighbors, so I couldn't record where I would normally record at. So, um, but thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be back next week sometime. Um, I'll let you guys know. I put it on the community wall. Um, and thank you guys so much. Enjoy the content. PS5, we're back. Call of Duty, Tekken 8. Which be sort of remind me of Pacific Drive. I've been trying to do a Pacific Drive here. Silent Hill 2. Um, and I might start another project this weekend. So look out for it. We go, like I said, you go see more Call of Duty. I want to do the Ninja Turtles or Call of Duty now, or Black Ops 6 multiplayer. So we're definitely going to show some videos of that. So thanks so much, guys. Shout out to my man B again, Caper, Light Skin Cutie, all my YouTube people, my big bro Don Parker, um, and everybody else that supports me. Thank you so much. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys next week. And I'll see you guys throughout the week on the content on the PS5. All of our information is in my bio here on YouTube. So reach out to me on social media, Facebook, Instagram. Instagram probably the easiest one. Or PlayStation. Like I said, depends on, if you give me a good vibe, I accept your friend request. So definitely send me a friend request on the PlayStation Network. And I'll see you guys then. Thank you so much. Peace and love always. See you guys next time.